And according to the auto email, we are live. But give me another second or two while I broadcast that out to the world. Because who wants to build a Lego kit alone? Not me, apparently. And every time I spell live, it autocorrects to love, and I kind of want to leave it. Hard to tell if that went through. Okay, that one did. And last but not least, for all my blue skies, nothing but blue skies. And the green dot says excellent. So I'm going to take that for what it's worth. We're going to get started on this. Just a PSA up top as well. I pre-ordered this thing because they made a big deal out of it. And sometimes Lego kits do sell out. Don't let anybody tell you that they don't. Okay, they sold out like once. Like I tried to get the DeLorean over there and I had to wait, which is all it came to, is I had to wait until it was not sold out anymore. So if you don't want to have to wait, oh my gosh, keep an eye on Nintendo, except for when they do so, you pre-order it, and then you're walking around Costco and you see it before your pre-order has even shipped. In fact, same day, I saw the charge come through on my card, and I was like, oh, cool, I'm going to get that soon. And then I'm at Costco like 30 minutes later, and I'm like, so I got it, went home, did something else for a little bit, finally logged on to Lego.com, canceled my pre-order, and no problems. So if you too pre-ordered this Lego Game Boy, I don't even know if it's has anybody pre-ordered got it yet? I don't know. Costco's got a big old fat stack just over there. So I have to build it. And again, who wants to do that alone? Not me. And there's really no more explanation than that. So let's get down to it. Oh, right. I was going to also... Last time I did this, I played some music while I was at it. These are going to be fun whenever these come into it. And didn't get... Like, that video didn't get taken down. I don't think got significantly blocked either, so I thought I would do it again this time. Last time it was the Bouncing Souls, because what better music to build by than the Bouncing Souls. Sorry, I was doing some additional uploads here that looks like they may not have canceled. So if there's one thing I don't want to do, it's tax my stellar Comcast connection beyond its abilities. Okay, that should be fine. Again, I've got the excellent green dot, so what could be going wrong? Nobody knows. But this time I thought I would start about the same time period. We started with Hopeless Romantic, which was 99, I think. And I'm just going to play some face-to-face. And we're going to start also around that same time period. I had my time with the older albums, with all these bands. Lately it's like, I didn't listen to the later stuff enough. So I start kind of halfway down the road with some of them. So because again, building Legos to some mid to late 90s punk, surf punk, skate punk. It's perfect, right? There's probably just stream after stream of people doing that. This is a smaller kit. Shouldn't take me as long. It's part of the reason I'm doing it on my own. Every now and then you will see me... Oh. I do like to read some of what they bring to this. This authentic Lego Game Boy has been constructed using the finest materials to appeal to you, the discerning retro gamer, for the full 1989 experience. Is that taking from some Game Boy copy from 1989? Insert the game pack cartridge and realistic lenticular screen and ignore repeated calls to come downstairs for your dinner. Yeah, so that's how they did it. If you saw the box, it kind of has the screen on there, which it's set back a bit if the box is correct. So it kind of has that Game Boy display about it. It looks cool. Can't wait to see what it looks like in real life. But that's how they got that effect. It's a little lenticular thing. I guess I could be showing you some of this. Handheld history. Upon its launch in Japan in 1989, the original Game Boy was considered a revolution in video gaming. The powerful portable console allowed video game fans to enjoy their favorite games on the go with a battery life that lasted up to a whole day. And that was on a whole day? Wasn't that... I want to say that was like 4 AA's too? That's not much for 4 AA's. Batteries, well, I guess batteries may have been cheap back in the day. Our designers, very much fans themselves, have lovingly recreated its iconic form so that you can own an authentic piece of handheld history, batteries not included. Oh, that's fun. Yeah, with a lot of they did this with the NES kit as well. And, which was the one I just did recently, the last stream I did, the Fender over there, the Stratocaster. There's like a circuit board component, like they'll use green Legos and have like kind of bits, bobs in there. It looks like they might have done that with this somewhat. It's what's inside that counts. Sure, the iconic casing might be the star of the show, but we showed just as much love to the interior of both the Lego Game Boy and Game Pack, obsessing over detail and color for that authentic feel. Yeah, it's even got the circuit board inside the game packs. That is insane. There is a lot more writing to this than I thought. Okay, so it looks like there's some bits for the Super Mario Land cart and the Legend of Zelda cart. A little, and I'm sure there were like boardroom meetings about this that I hope went for several hours and if not days, where they decided not to include the Tetris game cart with this. Guys, that's a little, like Zelda and Super Mario Land, sure. Actually, Super Mario Land wasn't the pack-in, was it? Wasn't Tetris the pack-in, even? Should have been the Tetris cart. Sorry, I know you guys probably belabored that point. Somebody at Lego, that was like their hill to die on, and they lost that battle. I want that person to know that they were right. Okay. Actually build the thing, right? again, it's a smaller kit. I don't think this is going to take, certainly not as long as the Fender that I did last time. And these aren't taking the place of the, you know, the family streams that we do. In fact, we have the Batmobile from 1966 is going to be the next family stream that we do. I like when I start out building something that I have no idea. I mean, they give you the little picture of like, this is what you're building, but I tend to not see that at all. Oh, wow. We're building the lenticular bit already. It didn't even tell me to open this bag. Oh, it doesn't have a number on it, so. Yeah, those are, like, legitimately lenticular. Oh, that's cool. Where's the other one? There's 3, right, for each game. Okay, that's the best way. Alright, there we go. That one I'm not seeing the movement so much. Okay, there it is. And very cool. Great idea. Let's start with the title screen front and center. How about that? Trying to keep my eye on the chat here, so feel free to join in. Apologies if I don't get to you immediately. This face-to-face album, I will embarrassingly admit, I didn't buy right away. That's how bad I was back in the day, how snobby I was back in the day. Like, if I liked a band, I wouldn't just buy their new album right away, like a normal person. I would be like skeptical. That was like my default. I'm like, oh, I don't know. It's new. Which is horrible for an artist, you know, like. I feel for the hard-working musicians that try to evolve, and all the kids, literal kids, but also maturity-wise children that couldn't just go with their favorite artists somewhere, try something new. Because when I did finally give this album a shot, it is amazing. All right. Already doing the sticker. The way this has it, oh sorry, decal. As much towards the top as I can. Centering this is going to be the hard part. Okay, hold on. Surgery. There we go. I like that. We're good. Oh, and then this one's already printed. Oh, and then the cart kind of snaps into this thing. Is that so it can be displayed? Did I just build a display? Is that all? I don't know. Let's put it right there and see how it goes. Bag 2 already. This is from the other bag. As is this. Like the battery compartment piece. I'm paranoid that like parts are flying. They are obviously not. These little bits are cool because they actually let you offset. It's got to be like their sole purpose, which there's smaller ones that are just like 2x1s that have the one dot in the middle that kind of do the same, but I feel like I've been seeing these little two pieces a little bit more often. Right. And then I remember I saw Face to Face on tour for this album at UCSB, actually. In fact, I think it was a free show. In fact, I got thrown out of that show. I feel like they're way more... In fact, I can't remember the last time somebody got thrown out of a show for crowd surfing. Usually it's just like a rotating, like they'll escort you out the side and then you're back in the crowd. I mean, you kind of lose your spot up front, but it's... The punk show, it's easy to get up front because you just go in the pit and then get out of the pit towards the front. Then you're kind of there again. But if you're just going to crowd surf again, it doubly doesn't matter because you're just going up. But for whatever reason, back in the day, wasn't so easy a thing. I got thrown out of, it was called the Underground at first in Santa Barbara. Then Emerald City? Is that what it was? Emerald... Can't remember, they changed the name. But they didn't allow crowd surfing at first. In fact, what was that? I knew they didn't allow it, so I did it at the end of the show. I think I did miss the encore. I want to say maybe the Descendants it was. Why am I running out of these pieces already? Am I missing something here? Oh, there's no bottom row. Gotcha. See, I got thrown out of that show in Santa Barbara. And then in this one, the UCSB face-to-face show, they did throw me out, but they just let you back in. Probably because it was a free show at that point, so it was just like you were just coming in to be there again or something. I don't think it was the same person working the door either, so not like they would have recognized me. In fact, I might have gone right back in and crowd surfed again, and then they kicked me out again. So it was kind of the same rotating door. It's just a much longer process than it is now. Okay. Gunler in the chat. I've been listening to Beck and Soup Dragons lately. Beck, of course, I have heard of. Everybody should have heard of. Beck is an interesting case because, like I remember when Loser came out, right? And you're like, oh, this is a fun, you know, almost like a. It wasn't a joke song. That's gonna sound like bad, but you know, like there's a novelty song like feel to it, and then you listen to him nowadays or even just shortly after that and he's like this prestige artist. Like Beck is like one of the all-time, like the stuff he puts out now, you're just like, what in the world? This is one of a kind. But Soup Dragons, no, I've never heard of before you just said that, so. Might have to give Soup Dragons a look. Is the volume okay? Not too loud, not too much, Gunler? I think it's quieter than I had it last time, so. Again, I'm not doing the direct feed thing. The direct feed would probably get me in trouble. Okay. Soup Dragons are supersonic 90s like Ned's atomic dustbin. 2 for 2, Gunler. I also have not heard of Ned's atomic dustbin. and for, like, I felt like I had an okay handle on 90s music, you know. That's when I was arguably consuming music at my height. So, good job coming up with 2 that I have no idea. So this looks like it's there, but that does not work. What am I missing? Oh, it's on top. There we go. I'm actually going to see these guys face to face at Punk in the Park next Saturday. So 8 days, I believe. So. Anybody going to San Pedro for Punk in the Park? I'm hitting all the quadrants, right? I'm the Lego nerd that's talking about going to punk shows in his 40s. Tell you about the best show I ever saw these guys. We might be building this long enough. Gunler in the chat, you kind of remind me of my uncle. He's super into Fish and Ween. I think your uncle might be a little older than me. Ween makes me like we could be the same age, but Fish, I don't know a lot of people that I certainly when I was growing up, like none of my friends were into Fish. I don't think I knew who they were until I really started paying attention to music. They are an acquired taste, I'm told. I don't listen to a lot of jam bands, to be honest. Built to Spill, maybe. Does that qualify? They're not like Fish, really, in any way, but they do have a few 10-minute songs out there, I want to say, where it's just welcome to the middle of the song. Hang out, stay a while. You know, that type of thing. Oh yeah, the best show I ever saw with these guys face to face wasn't even like back in the day. I'm not even going to tell you a back in the day story about them. We'll get to quite possibly Ignorance is Bliss, which is like their controversial album where that's coming together. Look at that. To this day, they refer to it as kind of an artsy album. Which, yeah, and especially for the time, and especially for who they were, like none of my myself included, punk rock friends understood what was going on with Ignorance is Bliss in the least. So, in fact, I would say we all kind of stopped listening to them at that point. I mean, we didn't stop listening to their older stuff, which I've seen them at plenty of concerts also, where they're just like, and I guess that's any band, but they're kind of like, yeah, we'll play the old stuff for you. Don't worry. Is there any genre that's maybe as bad as that than punk rock? You know, with all of these, like, if you start listening to punk rock nowadays, you go back and start or pick up stuff from the 80s, maybe even the 70s, probably the 80s actually. So it's hard to, it was certainly hard to break us out of that when we were young. Gunler in the chat, I'm a 3-minute in and out kind of bands guy also, yeah? One of my favorite bands is 7 Seconds, and the big joke there is that that's about the length of all their songs too, which isn't entirely true. It's not. Early on, like if you get they have an album Old School that's a lot of older songs. Like those are some 7 Second songs right there. But you know, I saw him lots of times. In fact, Face to Face was the first concert I ever went to in 1990, whatever, 3, 4 maybe. So I've seen them quite a few times, and those are all very good. You know, we can talk about back in the day. But the best of theirs I went to was kind of when I started getting back into shows. They played at a little tiny place not far from where I live. I don't even remember the name of the venue, and I've never seen another show there. Like, I don't know how often they do stuff even. It was in a town called Los Osos. So we were all right up front, like not even me to the camera. Yeah, about me to the camera actually, because they had the microphone and whatnot. Just listening to music, and they had just come out with Protection, I think it was. Yeah, which came out in, I don't know, like 2010 or something, so fairly late in the game. And it's fantastic. Like, Protection is as good as they've ever been. So that was pretty cool to be able to show. Is that what that wants me to do? But then afterwards, I also got to shake hands and talk with Shiflet and Trevor Keith, actually. So it's hard to beat that show. Gunler in the chat, check out Green Cell Green by Ned's Atomic Dustbin. You definitely like it. All right. You got it. I'm an easy mark. I just mean if somebody recommends something, I will definitely give it a shot, because I think it tells me a lot about people. So I'm going to listen to that song, Green Cell Green, Gunler, and I'm going to find out a lot about you. Don't see a lot of these pieces. This already feels like the Game Boy. It's kind of crazy. What is that? Apparently it's this. That doesn't work. What did I do wrong? Was this piece wrong? Yes, this piece is wrong. Fun. I did it completely backwards. Okay, this piece, like this. With this. Then this. And this. Onto this like that. Interesting. I don't see many of those pieces either. Just goes on right here. Oh, nope, wrong way. We're here. Okay, that makes sense. Wow, that is some crazy. Did I show you that? This bit, it's got that going out there, goes in right there. Kind of the opposite with this one. This stuff is so far beyond me. Like, I've never been a good Lego, like, thought guy. Like, I can't just sit there and, like, sculpt something out of Lego. I'm not a master builder, as they say. Not even close. Bag 3 already. Look at that, man. I'm cooking. Gunner, you listen to Spotify while gaming. It works well when playing racers or power washing. Haha. I don't actually. I'll give you 2 reasons why. One of them is exceptionally old of me, so go easy on me. I'm not a big music streamer. I like to own the music. I'm also not a big like ads guy, because you know the big thing about streaming services is they can typically make money because they're also there to like sell you and point you at new music, which is fine, you know. Who can fault anybody for music discovery, but it's probably also why I don't, like I couldn't tell you about a new band from the last however many years, but I've got my own Plex server going and I just stream all my music from there, from my home network. There we go. Focus, 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 focus. Not gonna happen, is it? Come on. What if I do this? There you go. Cool. So that's reason number one why I don't stream a lot. The other reason is because I'm more of a podcast guy while I'm gaming. So been listening to plenty of podcasts while I've been playing Mario Kart World on my Switch 2 lately. Ooh, so the way they're setting this up, looks like it might be, like you might be able to split it in half whenever you want, just to take it apart and see the inside, which would be smart. That's what these pegs are telling me, I feel like. Every now and then, though, yeah, if I get... You can only listen to so many podcasts, so... If I hit that point, yeah, I'm definitely turning on some music. And I think if I do stream, it's not like I never stream, I think it is usually Spotify. Because they are also the ones that host all of my podcasts, for that matter. That's kind of a weird fit. Also, I've yet to play Power Washing, or Power Wash Simulator. That's it, right? Seems right up my alley. It's not grabbing focus really well, is it? Gotta keep it low. Oh, switch it. Yeah, what are we doing with this here? Maybe we're just doing some circuitry here. Oh. That does not... That just kind of sits there. Huh. So is this going to be like... You're going to be able to take this apart a bunch? Possibly? Pieces are just going to kind of fall out? Got a cover song here. Face to Face, never afraid of a cover song. They used to cover Sweet Home Alabama at all the shows in the 90s. But also they have that Social Distortion track on the live album. If anything gets me, if I get a content ID on anything, it'll be this cover song. Gunler, we talked about the Dolls a while back. I'm sure you're into Thunder's solo as well. 3 for 3, man. Never heard of Thunder's solo. But if it's anywhere near the Dolls, yeah, you're on a roll. The start and select buttons. These actually are printed, which is good because there's no way. Ah. No. Where's the select wedge? No. Oh. There we go. There you go. That also kind of just sits in there. Kind of a crazy build so far. We can skip the live album here. Oh, Thunder's solo. Gotcha. I thought you were talking about a band, Thunder's solo. Johnny Thunder from the New York Dolls, guitarist, his solo project. But also no, yeah. but there's probably no chance I wouldn't like it. That piece kind of locks it in. Crazy build. The way they're doing some of these. Another printed piece for the phone jack, headphone jack. This one actually locks in. Big fat red piece. Kind of locks that down. I admit I'm bad with the names of band members in a lot of cases. If I've been listening to them since the 90s, sometimes I'm a little bit better. Even then, sometimes I just remember the names of the people that used to be in the band before they were replaced. Or, oh, this is fun, check that out. Kind of the diagonal, negative space there. Very cool. They should make a feature where, I mean, this probably exists on Twitch or something. I know YouTube isn't maybe as full featured with the streaming stuff here and there, but they should do a feature that's just like the viewers can play a song, although that would, like any viewer cooperation feature, would probably backfire. But you could just be like, hey, have you heard of this song? And then just play that song. And I could be like, this is a good song. Gunler in the chat, I read too much Wikipedia. Boy, we could have a contest about that sometime. Like, if it weren't for Wikipedia, at least half the videos on my channel would not exist. So, here we go, putting the Nintendo Game Boy face on it. Oh, putting on the D-pad. Oh, that's interesting. That just sits in there too on this thing. On the rubber thing. Oh, it actually gives it some throw. Like the D-pad is essentially functional in a way. Like you can press the button down on it on either direction. That is pretty cool. Just gotta lock it in with these pieces. Yeah, it kind of moves. That's cool. And then with these pieces. Let's put it this way. I don't think there's any such thing as reading too much Wikipedia, so don't worry about it. Unless you hate knowledge. Anybody that attacks Wikipedia probably hates knowledge. Who would hate knowledge, you say? What a ridiculous thing to hate. Yeah. But there are reasons why some people think it's harmful to their designs. Am I getting too conspiratorial for you? These pieces are not Lego pieces. These are like 1,000,000% made. The buttons function too, though. Man, this is cool. These purple pieces are not any Lego pieces that exist. See? It works, though. Boop, boop, boop. Okay. And I gotta make 2 of those. Actually, there's a direction to them too. I'm gonna have to figure that out. Although I think I can just spin them. They're not gonna get locked down at all. Hope there's supposed to be a direction to them and they're not just, yeah, they've got a, okay. To be continued. The stones are my favorite, though. I never get sick of them. I do not hate the stones. I don't have a lot of the stones. I think I've never quite recovered from that album they put out while I was in high school. I don't know if that was considered a comeback or what, but I remember it was like, to us, the Stones were this thing that happened in the 60s. You know, kind of like the Beatles or whatever, which we also listen to the Beatles, so no problem there. But when that Stones album came out, it was kind of strange. I don't think we really figured out what to do with it. It's probably just a high-minded way of saying we were immature music snobs at the time. I mean, the Stones weren't the only thing that we had a hard time with. You know, it's pretty much anything that wasn't like 1,000,000 beats per minute. Like, there would even be like punk bands that would release slower songs. And we just wouldn't listen to those songs because they weren't fast enough. So, the Stones never stood a chance. But yes, the Stones are great. Okay, so here's how they do the buttons. Got a rubber band here. Once you put it on like that, the buttons work. This thing is freaking awesome. Look at that. That is too cool. Oh, and there's the A for the A button. Put these two on top. This one we can skip because it's the acoustic version of a song that's coming up, which means I think we've hit the controversial Ignorance is Bliss. The album I talked about how we tried to do something different and we just couldn't figure it out. Is that right? Yes. Oh, I do have to push it in though. It's literally got the finger on it. It's like, push it in. Oh, there it goes. Too cool. Very cool. Steel wheels. Yeah, it's horrible. Way too plastic sounding. Oh, was that the one? Okay, so at least I'm not too crazy. I think there was a music video that went along with it too, and I wasn't fully divorced from MTV just yet, so I don't think I was advanced enough to appreciate the stage presence of Mick Jagger just yet. You know, like by all accounts, one of a kind. But if you don't know what you're getting, you know, you might not quite understand what you're seeing. Or maybe Voodoo Lounge album. Yeah, it's kind of boomer. I don't remember which one it was. The name Voodoo Lounge sounds more familiar than Steel Wheels, though. So it would have been like 95, 96. I want to say maybe earlier, somewhere around 95. Were they releasing that many albums in the 90s? Again, it felt like something that was like they hadn't released one since I started listening to music. Like if you told me that was the only album from the 90s, I would believe you, but it sounds like maybe that's not the case. Again, these are my past music sins. I'm not here to tell anybody that their music isn't good. That would be ridiculous. And also, I have far greater appreciation for any type of music than I've ever had, so. This is doing this. I mean, this album, literally, like I said, we all took a dump on it. And now when I go back and listen to it, I'm like, this is good. This is just good. So, that is not seating. What am I doing wrong? There it goes. Yeah, they would have had to make like a specialty part for this because it has a little slope on the corner. That's not a Lego piece at all. But it's there. Very cool. I actually got to go up to like one of the no, it was at that show. Yeah, it was at the Los Osos show I was talking about. That's one of my favorite shows of theirs. I went up to Trevor Keith afterwards when I got to speak to him, and I told him that this album was just ahead of its time, which I think is true. Like, tell me this isn't like pre-indie rock in a way, you know? I think he kind of shook his head like I was crazy, but I definitely think the world or the fandom or whatever has come around on it. I've come around on it. Maybe I'm just speaking for myself. Interesting. Oh, okay. So check out how they did these buttons. The start and select button are these little wheels, and you just put them in. Some of the things they came up for this are insane. That is just too cool. This thing is like way more tactile than I ever thought it was going to be, which is super smart. Bag 4 and the Nintendo lenticular screen. So we must be getting down to it here. Yeah, only 2 bags left, so. Oh, there's the actual screen. What year is this? This was, let's say 99 maybe? Yep, 99. And according to Wikipedia, was a musical and lyrical departure from the pop punk or skate punk influenced music found on previous albums and EPs. Ooh, Wikipedia is wrong though. The band, let's see, though an Econolife 2 tour was done in promotion of the album, the band does not currently play any of the songs from the album while touring. Not true. They will every now and then throw in a... Oh, there's one that they throw in more often than others. It's not coming to mind. Maybe when I hear it, I'll be able to tell you which one it is, but... Or Trevor Keith did a solo tour for a little bit where I think he did more of them. But yeah, 99. Guess the year Green Cell Green came out before you play it. That was the band. So the band Dustbin, something something Dustbin. I won't forget, it's in there. When you told me about him, it reminded me of another band I didn't listen to called Bowling for Soup. I don't know why. That is just, I'm pulling that out of thin air. So I'm gonna say contemporary with them, which is like deep into post-punk or pop-punkdom. So maybe also 2000-ish, somewhere around the turn of the century. Couldn't be a more uninformed guess than that. Oh, is this? Nope, not using the printed one yet. Okay, there we go. That's gonna do something. Forgot about Bowling for Soup. Never forget about Bowling for Soup. Again, I didn't listen to them, but I feel like they're popping up quite a lot. Didn't they have a giant bass player? Couldn't tell you. Sorry. You're not thinking of Tiger Army, are you? Because they had a... I mean, they were more of a rockabilly, psychobilly. So they had an upright bass, just straight up, so... I assume that's what you're talking about, like an upright bass, right? All right, we need some more printed pieces. We need the off-on switch printed piece. There we go. And then dot matrix with stereo. And sound. Pretty cool. Flip it over. Gunler in the chat, who are the douchiest bands you met? Oh man. I will preface this story. I'm sure being a touring band especially is hard on a person. Especially after a show. Like, I bet you don't always feel like entertaining, and I mean that literally, right? Like, you've just spent however long entertaining, so... And touring is grueling, right? Who's going to be happy 100% of the time? So I wouldn't even say douchey necessarily, just I may have... Oh, did I put that on the wrong side? No? Oh, got it. I'm getting too far ahead of myself. So take that into account. But when I met this particular fellow, who's, I don't want to say he's not a famous misanthrope, but if you listen to some of his music, he's obviously got a dark side to him. He's very much an artist, so you know he's got, I think, a complicated. I think if you were a real artist, you've got a complicated relationship with art, quite possibly, especially your own. So when I talked to Trevor Keith after that show, it was pretty obvious he didn't want to talk to me. Which, you know, I was nerding out. I was fanning out, I'm sure, you know, telling him that ignorance is bliss was ahead of its time. Like, who's prepared for such a thing? But Shiflet was very cool, super awesome. He seemed like he was game for anything. Oh. Well, that's bad. I have no idea where that piece went. Luckily, I have an extra one of them right there already. It's like the same color as the carpet, too. Hold on, I'm just gonna see if it's like obviously somewhere. Nope. We'll worry about that later. Gunler in the chat, at least the Bouncing Souls dude was cool and okayed you playing the albums here. Very much so. That entire band was cool. I got to talk to all of them that day, and I only talked to Brian about playing the songs, but they were all very, very cool to talk to. I don't have, I guess maybe that's the takeaway here is I don't have a lot of douchey musician stories. They've all been largely very cool. And I haven't talked to, like, I don't want to make it sound like I've talked to a bunch of bands. Like, all the guys from the Aquabats are fantastic people, as you might imagine. Who else? That might be it. Like I said, I'm not like I'm out here talking to a bunch. In fact, I'm having a hard time thinking of anybody else. Oops. I did go see Fred Armisen like last week, who is, I would say technically a musician. He's not technically a musician. He's like absolutely a musician, but it wasn't like, the same situation. Like, he wasn't there with his band or anything like that, but he took a Q&A after, and he took my cue, so it was like 2 seconds. That very much doesn't count. It's not the same as the other things I'm talking about, but it's the only other one I can think of at the moment. Henry Rollins always said, the bigger the band, the nicer they are somehow. I believe it. I mean, and if not, they're probably the most insufferable that they could be. Who is lucky enough to make it as an artist in any respect, and then just isn't eternally grateful for it. That would not make for a very pleasant. I mean, they're out there, Did I miss something? This does not. This looks like the piece they want. Oh, there it goes. Okay. I'm like, does it work? It does work. Or maybe they were scared of him. Yeah. We should all be scared of Henry Rollins. No, that's actually not true. The stuff I see with Henry Rollins is actually very, like, he seems actually pretty personable, really. Like, again, he is very intense. If you saw any of his output from the 90s, I can see why you'd, like if you had just watched the music video for Liar, wasn't that the song? You might think that he would not be a pleasant individual in some situation. Oh, I mean, go watch any Black Flag footage. We should, everybody should be scared of Black Flag era Henry Rollins. The way he started fights with some of those fans was just insane. Never heard him actually talk about that either. Like, does he regret that in some way? Is he like, yeah, sorry, I was going through stuff or something? Oh, here we go, putting the screen on. So that just sits in there for now. I think. Oh no, it sticks in there. I'm just not sure how. Oh cool, the volume button. So it doesn't look like I said earlier that this might be made so you could like take it apart here and there. I don't think that's quite what's going on. Could still be wrong. I don't know. Or maybe it's just the back plate. I bet it allows you to take off the back plate. There's the volume wheel. Very cool. Uh-oh, YouTube's giving me a heads up. Oh, great. I really needed that right now. They're something about the age you need to be to live stream. Sorry. I think I qualify. If anything, I might be too old to live stream. Maybe that's what the warning was. Warning! We're going to restrict older gentlemen from live streaming. Nobody wants to see that. Come on. Gross. And the... what was the other wheel for? I can't remember. I think I'm going to find out. Oh, that was the contrast button. I haven't done the volume button yet. Flip it around. Locking it in on that side. Volume. Exterior connector. Is that for the, what was it called? The link cable, right? They had that for the first Game Boy, didn't they? Another volume button there. Okay, here we go. Inserting the stuff. And then we still have to build the Zelda cart. And that'll be it. Turn it over. Take this off. Pull this down. Oh yeah, so this is just a display for whichever cart and lenticular you're not using at the time. So, going to take the Nintendo lenticular, put it in there, put that down. That just holds the lenticular in place. Okay, I gotcha. Hold on. Wait for it. Bag 5. I think this is the stand for it as well. Gunler in the chat, the volume thing goes up and down on that? Yeah, it's like a wheel. It's pretty cool. It doesn't have like a stop or anything like the original Game Boy, but this is a pretty cool set as far as that stuff goes. The functionality they've built into it and the tactile way that they've done it is pretty great. This is my favorite song so far. I think this is the title track, right? Ignorance is Bliss. This might even be the one that they do still play live every now and then. Yeah, I'm gonna say. So good call. Okay, so I can display this. Oh yeah, it's pretty good too. Alright though, let's make the last cart. And we'll call it. The directions for this cart are technically different than the other one. Colors might be different too, actually. Whoops. Oops. Oh no, that's wrong. There we go. Oh. That's interesting. So this piece that gets covered up is a printed, they actually have these on the Millennium Falcon Lego kit. So that's, they're doubling, it's doubling as a circuit board in this one, or what are we doing? Cool. All right, see if I can get the sticker right on this one again. Do I keep the Zelda cart or the Super Mario Land cart in it? Nice. I'll take it. I've already got the Super Mario, and you know, I never played this Zelda, so we're gonna put Super Mario Land in the Game Boy. We're gonna keep it accurate to my experience. The battery cover on. Put the cart in the back. It does snap in. Pretty cool, man. This might honestly be one of my favorite kits I've ever done. Just the way they did all the tactile stuff. The lenticular. Too good, man. With a display stand, so. Should I do it with the actual Mario Land lenticular in there? That one only has 2 positions to the lenticular. I think that's why I get all messed up. Look, it almost works. I'm pressing this button. It's going. That's awesome. This is very cool. Easily one of my favorite sets. But I'm going to keep the title screen in there. And the Mario World cart in there, and then we'll put the Zelda on display over here, and then that one on display. Pretty cool. Gunler in the chat, wish I still had my Game Boy Color. Wish I ever had a Game Boy Color. I actually didn't have a normal Game Boy either. I wasn't so financially blessed. Or my folks weren't, because obviously I wouldn't. When did the Game Boy come out? 80 something? I didn't have money until the early 90s at the very least. I must have got, I think I remember getting an allowance, but it was like $1 a week, I think, I want to say. So, all right. Thanks for hanging out, Gunler, and anybody else maybe that showed up and lurked. Either way. What can I throw your way? Plenty of stuff to enjoy on the channel. I did a video, in fact, might have been a three-peat this week. Wednesday you had a new episode of Chasers and a season finale even at that. And then Thursday I did a video about some of the pins I've been bringing home from the Penny Arcade Expo over the last 15 years or so. And then today it was a new episode of Cinematic on the Best of the Best 2. So lots out there. And as always, thank you for watching, subscribing, but also especially hanging out during the live stream. So good to see you, Gunler. We'll talk to you, see, talk, all the above. I will look up, let's hold on here, Green Cell Green. Funny how I forgot the third name. It's the same as the first. I'm going to look up Green Cell Green and some of Thunder's solo stuff. And maybe I finally get into the Stones. Would now be the time to get into the Rolling Stones? Okay. When would I be streaming next? Tuesday, I'll be live with another Tetris at 10 a.m. Pacific. So if you want to talk to me live, that's where I'll be at that time. Otherwise, you can find me on all the socials. Patreon, Ko-Fi, if you want to throw a couple bucks in the tips jar. And help me learn how to speak. And other than that, thank you. You're great. We'll talk to everybody later.